The war in Ukraine has caused widespread devastation. Once thriving cities have been reduced to ruins. Emmanuel Charles met residents near Kiev who are trying to rebuild their homes and lives. Many are struggling to repair the damage caused by Russian attacks.
We met Katya by chance on the side of Demidiv's main road. We were filming the destruction caused when a missile hit her building. She was keen to show us inside. Back in March, when Russian troops were advancing on Kiev, fierce fighting took place in the area, with hundreds of homes made uninhabitable.
Everything is falling apart, like here and here. The water came, as you can see, is dripping on the windows here. It's the same in the room. Everything is destroyed. Nothing left. There are no windows here.
Katya says local authorities assessed the damage not long after the strike, but she hasn't received any help since then.
I paid for the repairs myself. I used all the money I had, and I installed new windows to keep the crows and the sparrows from coming inside.
Katya is doing what repairs she can, but some require qualified personnel.
We can fix the windows ourselves, but we need specialists for the roof. You need to have special skills for that. Pensioners, old women and men who live here, they can't do it by themselves.
Although she wasn't home at the time of the attack, Katya is still reeling from the shock of the missile strike.
I just can't imagine how such a thing could happen. That the Russians, our so-called brothers, could launch a war on us. With so much destruction, Ukrainians will never forgive that.
The local authorities do what they can, but they too are overwhelmed.
There are two options. Either people wait for payments from the regional or state government, or we at the local level can also help. But we always had a problem finding people for such work, and now even more so, given the number of people who went abroad.
The city councillor says temporary housing is planned for the colder months, but many vulnerable people in Katya's situation don't want to leave their homes, no matter how damaged they are.
No, I will stay here, because we need to fix everything. Look, as you can see, I'm trying with our roof while it's still summertime, because afterwards, the rainy season will come.
For now, the Russian troops may have left the Kiev area, but the damage they've inflicted on civilian infrastructure will take months, if not years, to be repaired.
Let's take a closer look at the scale of the destruction in Ukraine now. The Russian invasion of Ukraine, it's destroyed over 100 hospitals. Damage to civilian infrastructure is running at an estimated 4.5 billion euros every week. Thousands of kilometers of roads have been wrecked. Hundreds of bridges have been blown up. Ukrainian officials have put the total economic losses from the war at over 500 billion euros. Rebuilding the country will be an enormous task. International leaders are gathering for a two-day conference in Switzerland to discuss raising funds for the reconstruction effort. DW's Brussels bureau chief Alexander van Namen joins us now from Lugano in Switzerland to talk more about this. Alexandra, the war is still raging with no end in sight. Isn't it too early to talk about reconstruction?
Well, it is not too early, according to the Ukrainian authorities and to the officials that are going to come together here in Lugano. They are saying now it's the time to start working on a reconstruction plan for Ukraine, and they are already pointing to what we just saw in the report, to people there already starting to rebuild their homes. The Ukrainian president is expected to address the meeting, and he has already made clear that his goal is not only to restore restore what was destroyed. He wants to create a new basis for Ukraine, modern, safe, barrier-free. And he's speaking about huge investments that are needed, including new technologies, including investments in climate and digital. So this is something that they are going to discuss here in Lugano.
Okay, the outcome of the war is still unclear at this point. Given that, what can we expect from this conference?
Well, we expect the Ukrainian government to present a national plan how to implement all of that we've just been speaking about. The Prime Minister of Ukraine is here, 5 of his ministers. They are going to come together with leaders from dozens of countries and international institutions, of course, believing that this war will be over one day and that will be then ready to rebuild their country. Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission President, is also going to be here, attend this meeting, and he is expected to promise Ukraine that Europe will be with them every step of their way. And she is also expected to present a platform to coordinate EU donations, to mobilize what could amount to more than 500 billion of euros.
Alexandra, thank you very much. That was our Brussels Bureau Chief, Alexandra van Namen.